Hi everybody. Hope you're doing well. I know I normally don't do these videos at nighttime, and I know we have some bad lighting because of it and so forth. I apologize, but the way I look at it is that these videos aren't about ego and vanity. This is about me telling my story. So, anyway, I debated if I was going to do a video today or not. I had pretty much resolved earlier I wasn't going to. Earlier in the day, I woke up and, actually I was woken up at about 5:30 this morning, something like that, with my glucose alarm going off on my glucometer, telling me that my blood sugar was low. For those of you who don't know, I am a type 1 diabetic. I wear on my arm, let's see if I can pull it up here real quick, show you guys. I think it's the right arm. Yep, there it is. It's called a continuous glucose monitor, or a CGM, depending on which one you have. You can either have it connected with an app on your phone. Since I buy cheap phones and doesn't have the proper technology for that system, I have a separate monitor. Okay. And anyway, it was going off, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. I tossed and turned, tried meditating, the full ball of wax. Yeah, I have somebody here. I'm on the sofa here in the living room. I have somebody here staring up at me like, Mom, come here. Come on. Come on, silly. Let's see if I can turn it around so y'all can see her. There she is. You can see she's staring at me. She's been having kind of stressful days the last couple days. But anyway, yeah, I did all kinds of tossing and turning and so forth. Finally, I just gave up and got up. Got her breakfast and so forth. I was feeling pretty good and everything, but I got on the phone first thing this morning, because I saw that there was a contact number for that class action settlement suit that I've been part of for the last 4 years, and I'm just waiting on payout. It's supposed to have been settled and so forth. Got the notification. Okay, here's your portion. Do you agree with it? Basically, it's supposed to be refunds for our premiums, health insurance premiums that many people paid. Yep, there she is. Before we had the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. Okay, for those of you who aren't aware of the fact that it's one and the same thing, you'd be surprised how many people don't know. So anyway, and basically the insurance company that we all had at the time was found in violation of antitrust laws. So 2 hours later, I finally get a representative on the phone so I could find out, hey, is there a timeline as to when these payouts should happen? Come to find out, we have 30 days. Since there's a 30-day period where people can dispute the amounts, because of it, that's going to hold things up. So there's not going to be any payout anytime soon. So if anybody is thinking out there, oh, I'm not, going to donate because you're getting money soon, that's not the case. Okay, so please help out. I have 1 week before I get evicted. All right. So anyway, I found that out, and then I'm like, well, let me try a different avenue, which I hadn't before. I hadn't even thought of. Because I had I don't know. It was it kind of spawned from a conversation that I had with a friend of mine when everything first happened with my car being repossessed. I thought that, I would have to come up with either the back payments or a full amount that I owed in order to get the car back, which of course I don't have. And then, I don't know, it was just kind of buzzing around in my head, and something that she had said that triggered it, that reminded me that you could, if you file bankruptcy, there's one of the bankruptcies that you could file where you could retain your car. But if it's already repoed, maybe not so likely. But then I'm just like, you know what? On an off chance, let me start calling some bankruptcy attorneys and see if there's a possibility that since it hasn't actually gone to auction yet, maybe I might be able to get the car back. There is. The only problem is the retainer. Right. The cheapest one and that I've been able to find so far is $1,000. I don't have anywhere near that. If I had that, I would offer it back to the company and be like, hey, look, can we work something out or something? Oh, sorry. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing all day, but I thought I had found maybe one who, because they advertise, I just started doing Google search, chapter 13, I don't remember what it's called. What is it? It's, chapter 13, emergency, in case anybody's going through something similar. Try and do research to see if maybe it might be something I could do on my own. But there's all these forms. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't want to screw it up either. So I had just typed it in, and I had come up with a couple that were showing $0 down. With doing that, well, come to find out, it was the same. One of them was the same one that I had already spoken to earlier in the day. He's just like, no, you don't qualify for that program. I'm like, but it's, it was underneath this website, not your guys' website. And it's like, okay, whatever. So, but I do have another appointment tomorrow. This one I'm supposed to be speaking. Hopefully, I'm going to be speaking with somebody different. According to what the person had told me, it's supposed to be. I can't think of what they're called. They're basically the ones who usually do all the background work and so forth. I can't. It begins with a PR. I can't. I think it's PR. I know it's a P. I just can't think of the name right now. The other thing that I had done is I had went back through the list that I found, or that was sent to me from the American Diabetes Association, to see if there's any other resources. I did locate two. Unfortunately, the one, they have a backlog of 8 months before I can get assigned a social worker. That one is actually a county agency. The other one is a nonprofit, but it's still looking at 2 months before I can get. This is just to get assigned a caseworker, not to actually get funding. You still have to go through the process. And unfortunately, with where I'm at, if they don't work with people, it's money up front. You either pay or you're out. No exceptions. And I have basically until 12 noon on my day, whatever day that is. My day is Tuesdays. I have until 12 noon on that day to pay, or you're locked out at 2:30. Unfortunately, throughout this whole process, I was talking to actually the nonprofit, a representative through them. All of a sudden I started getting a little tickle in my throat. It's just like, okay. And I got off the phone with her real quick, and I went into my kitchenette basically here, get some water, try and help, And all of a sudden my chest just seized right up, and I fell to the floor. It was like somebody had shot me in the chest, basically, is what it felt like. So, and it just keeps, doing that to me. So, I've been trying to limit how much talking I'm doing. I was going to try and get a shower today. Forget that idea. Oh, crud. Oh, that hurts. I did look at this one rental car that is through Uber, and I can do one of those for a day for about $105. And that would be for me to be able to do deliveries, and that's total. Of course, it's not including the Uber or some sort of ride I'd have to take in order to go and get the car, which is probably looking at about another $20. About 20, 25, something like that. And hopefully I'd be able to just renew that. There's that option that they provide on the app. You have to do it within so many hours ahead of time to be able to extend your lease, and of course it's going to depend on if it's available or not. I'm sure I could probably get another car. It looks like it's this one company in particular. It looks like somebody started their own company to lease out rental cars for Ubers and so forth. For Uber drivers. These are certified cars for doing ride sharing, basically. So I thought about maybe trying to go out tonight. I don't think it would be a good idea. So, yeah, and I still have to walk over here to Walgreens first thing in the morning and get my money out of the account. I have to pay cash, otherwise they charge a very steep credit card fee transaction. I have no idea what it is. I've never inquired about it. I've always paid cash without it. That's what I've been told anyway. And I've heard it from some people who prefer to pay by card, or at least one person. They're like, why don't you pay cash? No, I prefer to have the transaction record. Okay. He's one of the residents here. So, this is where I've been at all day today. I'm sure some of this is possibly stemming from something that happened last night. I seriously was considering maybe trying to work this weekend. Excuse me. I kept getting this feeling, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Even today, when I had thought, well, this weekend, well, maybe if I'm, kind of being guided not to work this weekend, maybe I'd work tonight. And sure enough, with what happened with me today, but I kept getting that pushback feeling, don't do it. And oh, excuse me. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with the appointment tomorrow with that phone call. Find out if I can do something where it's zero down payment fee or whatever, and it just gets rolled into the payment plan for the next 3 to 5 years. That's basically what this Chapter 13 emergency is all about. So anyway, last night I, in some ways, made some new friends with an incident that happened here. Unfortunately, it's a new neighbor. I'm not going to say where or anything, but I knew I had introduced myself when they had moved in, a young couple, and unfortunately I found out that he is a narcissist, abuser, basically, and he was abusing her, and then he left, and I found out that she has a little girl about 18 months old, something like that, maybe maybe a year maximum, maybe 18 months. What happened, though, is she fell for the age-old thing. She's a sweet girl. And she responded to a phone call of his, met him over at one of the hotels. Something happened, and basically he starts accusing her of being a slut, a prostitute, all that. She's a nurse, actually. Okay? So she's a professional, and he's accusing her of all these things about having all these boyfriends and so forth, but yet he's basically he's going to be 30 this year, and he's having relations with a 17-year-old girl, and she's pregnant, and yet he's accusing her of all these things. Okay, total narcissist. And then he starts beating her. He beat her in her back, punched her in her mouth, and so forth. Threatened to kill her. He had a gun, and he was brandishing it in front of her, and pointed it directly at her face, and so forth. Somehow or another, she made it back, but she passed out in the courtyard out here. And she's been having her best friend, her kids stay with her, and I guess she's related to another neighbor on the other side, and I was just hearing screaming. I thought he had come back, and then I was also hearing another man's voice that was a little bit calmer, and I thought, well, maybe it's a social worker or something come to take the kids. Because of things that were being said, and then I heard she's not breathing, so I thought maybe one of the kids had gotten hurt, and I just like, okay, that's when I went out to help things, to find out, okay, what's going on, does somebody need CPR or something, and then that's when I found out that it was actually her. But fortunately she didn't need CPR. I was able to bring her back around and so forth, and help keep her with me, keep her conscious, because she was passed out, unconscious when I went over there. She had a pulse, but I was able to bring her back around, fortunately, and keep her around until police and paramedics showed up. So yeah, I'm sure that probably part of my pain today is because of that. I did take ibuprofen and did the essential oils on my chest last night before I went to bed. But, after effects. But in the process, I made some new friends. That's a positive. Another positive, if you didn't see the post over on the community page of the YouTube channel, I got the pillow done. It's a little sachet pillow. There it is. Oops, there we go. It's all sewn up. I know, it's very pretty. Okay, yeah. Got it all stuffed and sewn up and so forth. It's looking nice. So, yeah, it's just a little pillow. I don't know, maybe 9 inches. All the way around. Yeah, I mean, it's because it's a square. Probably maybe 9 inches, something like that on one side. So I got that done. Very happy with it. I know I had sent a picture to one person. She's like, "Oh, that would be great for your new home," and it's like, yeah. And I'm still thinking about all my stuff around here, and I'm just like, if I don't get things worked out where I can pay rent on my own next week, I'm going to have to take that, do that emergency backup with my friend. I don't want to have to do that to her. And I don't want to have to do that to Little Miss, my cat. Her name's Possum, by the way. So I don't want to have to do that to her because I know the anxieties that she deals with. And traveling by plane, being in a total new surrounding, and not really going to be able to have any place where she can go and hide by herself, where we could have alone time or whatever, because I'll have to sleep on the sofa, at least for a while. It does trouble me. That's why I'm trying to go this route as much as I can until maybe I can get the money together myself or donations or whatever, and then I can go up there and see about getting things taken care of. So, and I am not one of those people who feels that, oh, well, it's just cat, just an animal, and toss them out like garbage or, throw them at a shelter or something. Well, for one thing, shelters around here are beyond capacity, and it's not fair to her. She's my baby. She's my child. I consider her to be my daughter, and no. It's not an option. We're in this together. We're a partnership. And just like when I was there on the floor on my knees, do everything I possibly could to breathe, bam, she's right there. And she's just like, Mom, come on, Mom, come on, get up, help me, she's right there. And she does the same thing for me when I'm having low blood sugar issues as well. So, and it's not just because of that, it's because we're a team. If we're going to wind up being homeless, we're going to be doing it together. And we're going to survive together. I talked to her about it, and she's just like, no, Mom, I'm your baby, I'm your child. We're going to do this together. It's like, okay, that's right. So, and my friend knows we're a pack. It's not an option. And she's an animal lover too, so she gets it. So, and not even leaving her behind just for a short time. No. Those short times turn into long times. No. So, and as far as my stuff is concerned, if I can at least, even though the rental is expensive, if I can get a little bit more money together, so maybe I can, because there's some expenses that I have to take care of also. Some things, like my mom's ashes, I need to send those up there. I know a lot of people will put family members or whatever in storage, but if something happens, if I can't keep up for some reason or whatever, and she's gone. That's not right. I thought about maybe disposing her here or whatever, but she put her trust and faith in me to take care of her. I realize, yeah, I know, you don't have to say it. I've already been down that road. But I would, after thinking about things, I'd much rather try and take and put my stuff into storage. Sell some things, get rid of some things, but put the rest in storage. And then when I do get that money, I can see about coming back and getting it out. But if I can at least get some more money together, with going back driving, I mean, profit would probably only be about maybe $25, 20, $25 a day, but it's $25 more than what I had. It's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Well, actually, not even, because if I only make about $150, yeah, I forgot about gassing up the car afterwards, so that's usually around $20. So I don't know. I'm still. At least I know I have a better idea. It was kind of what I was thinking the whole time, but I'm not too sure. It's something I have to think about. I'm going to give it until tomorrow. Before I make any final decisions, wait until I get that phone call to see what's going on first. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I see that the time is getting to that 30-minute mark. So, anyway, I wanted to come up here and tell you all what's been going on, get you all up to date. I did do my stretches a little bit when it happened, especially the one, which kind of helped things. And of course, I put my essential oils on too when it happened. I got a massive headache afterwards because oxygen was cut off from my brain for a while. And excuse me, I know that. And it's basically when it happens. Take off my dorky glasses here. It basically goes from temple to temple all the way straight across here and winds up every single time. It winds up settling right here on the bridge of my nose, and then radiates outward a little bit. But it really winds up getting focused like right here at the bridge of my nose, where it's just pain, very painful. So it's like I'm dealing with that, and then I'm dealing with this at the same time. And it's like, oh gosh. So yeah, I need a good night's sleep either way. And usually I'll feel better in the morning. And no, I didn't sit outside today either to get my vitamin D. I know how important that is, and I didn't do that. I was just so focused on trying to get phone calls taken care of, and at the same time. And then, of course, when everything happened, just to rest and relax and wait for phone calls where I could only leave contact info or what have you. Waiting for those to come back in, and appointments that I had made too, same day. So anyway, I'm gonna let you all go. I'm gonna do the best I can to clean up the kitchen. my dirty kitchen here, and get some good sleep. I thought about maybe getting a shower tonight, but I'm gonna wait until morning. We'll see. So anyway, I love you guys. Donate if you can, please. Share. Try and share with people who can. Anybody who you might know, who could. All right, because I'm running out of time here. All right. And as you can see, this isn't put on. I'm not acting. Okay. All right. I love you guys. All right. I'll talk to you all soon.